Welcome back to another episode of the Buko Boys.
Pow!
Hello,
everybody.
What's up, everybody? I'm Dale.
I'm DVO. And we've got Buko Pie.
Today's National Buko Pie Day in my books.
So, shout out to our cousin Tammy for overnighting us some Buko Pie from San Diego. Thank you.
Thanks, Tam.
I love it.
We don't get this shit here in Utah.
No. So, again, Buko Boys. Buko is a young coconut because we have coconut-shaped heads. As you can see from the logo. Oh, that reminds me. Somebody messaged us an interesting story. We need to look over that. I just remembered.
About?
It sounds like a paranormal story.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll have to show it to you. It was on Instagram. They DM'd us.
Okay.
So we'll have to talk about it. I just remembered it right now. Interesting. But anyway, Buko, young coconut, delicious. And we have some pie here. So we're going to kind of nibble on some Buko pie as we do this episode today.
And while we're doing this, I'm smoking a ribeye roast. I just threw it on the smoker.
Ooh.
Oh, I smell the smoke on me from opening it. Can you smell it on me?
No.
Oh my
just
God.
Opening the door.
Yes. Oh, we're eating Buko pie now?
I am.
Oh, why not, right?
I'm going to be eating during the episode.
Okay. Well, I was too busy talking about meat.
When you talk about meat, I'll be eating Buko pie. So good. Anything going on with you lately?
Whole lot of fishing.
Yeah, and how's that going?
I've been kicking ass every time, but I'm gonna go for kokanee salmon this weekend.
So explain to people what kokanee salmon is.
So kokanee salmon is a landlocked salmon, where most salmon go out to the ocean and come back. This is a salmon that just it stays freshwater its whole life, and it stays landlocked. It kind of goes in the rivers and comes back to the lake, but that's kind of its whole life. No ocean for that
and then
guy.
How attractive does it look as it ages?
Oh, they get that weird snout, like their whole bottom jaw comes out all big.
Turn all orange and red.
Yeah, they turn really bright red. And
I think it's beautiful myself.
oh yeah, they look really cool when they're swimming bright red like that. But
You
then
can't eat that.
No, that's the end of their life. They turn to mush after that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've been smoking a lot of cigars lately. Just kidding. I have been getting into cigars though.
Well, you used to be in cigars back in the day.
And forth. I go into pipes and cigars. Never cigarettes. I don't like cigarettes.
Yeah, I can't do. I mean, I've smoked a lot of cigarettes in my days, but they're nasty. They taste like ugh. I mean, cigars don't taste too great either.
At the end, they don't. But while you're enjoying them, I do like them. I've been leaning towards more like sweeter cigars. I actually call it like a dessert cigar. It's like, all right,
Is it made out of chocolate?
No, but it has chocolate notes.
I mean, I like chocolate notes, but I like full chocolate even better.
Those are the milky kind.
I like milk chocolate notes.
But yeah, I've been getting a whole setup of cigar stuff. And the thing is, I'll get into it for a little while, and then I'll probably not do it for a while, and then get back into it again. This is a roller coaster of my life with tobacco.
I mean, I'll have a cigar here and there, like once in a great while, but I have a hard time trying to finish it.
Well, I don't call Swisher sweet cigars.
Well, I mean, I'll use cigar wrappers here and there.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
But a full cigar itself, full of tobacco, ugh, it's. I mean, you don't inhale cigars, so that's always a good thing. But it just gets like a lot, and it takes forever. And I'm just not used to like puffing away on something for over an hour.
Yeah, you definitely need to make time.
And I'm used to inhaling too, so this is so off. So off when
you don't inhale, and you need to make time for it. It's true. I didn't give myself enough time the last one I had, and I had to cut it short. And also, it was very cold outside, so that's another thing right now. It's not very warm. So, if you guys don't know, I actually have a customized van that I use as an office. It's pretty dope. I drive around in it all day long. And so, since it was kind of cold, I just kind of opened up all my windows in my van. It has 2 sliding doors on each side. Rolled down the windows, turned on the heater, and just lit up my stogie in the back of my van. It was pretty enjoyable.
Know what you're missing out on?
Watched. What?
Cavassier.
Cavassier?
And cigars.
I can't. I want to. I want to drink whiskey or scotch or bourbon, whatever.
Here's what you do. You just have a nice little glass next to you.
Yeah.
Like with a shot. And you just dip the end you're putting in your mouth in it.
No.
I've tried it.
Yeah, I have too. It's not classy. I'm a classy man. When I do my cigars, I have to get dressed up.
And then you take a little sip of it. Take a little sip.
Yeah, take a little swig. I'm not dipping my cigar that I've been having in my mouth. No. I'm a man of class. I'm a distinguished gentleman. Like your dog.
I will shotgun some Cavassier all day.
Just mix it with beer and shotgun.
Yep. Just pour it down and just pound it.
Let's talk about sports, shall we?
Well, coming up is Super Bowl.
Super Bowl's coming up. The Winter Olympics just started. Huge fan of Olympics. I love watching the Olympics, summer or winter. I like it all. I like the competition. I like people.
So did the U.S. end up? Are the U.S. in it then right now?
What do you mean, are they in it?
Because I heard the U.S. was boycotting the Olympics at first.
I don't know. We got a lot of people from Park City there right now. We got a lot of people from the University of Utah there right now.
Because I know there was this whole thing going on where U.S. was going to be boycotting along with others because of China is where it's being held, and the Chinese government and how they've been like killing their own people.
Oh, I mean, we were just in. Where did they have the Summer Olympics? I mean, it was in China. I mean, we're just there.
I don't remember.
I mean, we were just. Was it Beijing also? Are we doing Beijing twice in a row? No, I just.
Oh no, Tokyo is where the
Oh, it was Tokyo.
Tokyo is where the Olympics were, the Summer Olympics.
Okay.
All
right.
And then
it seems like it's been
because I have a Tokyo 2020 hat.
That's right. That's right. Because yes, that's right. Because I kind of feel like it's been talked about, but that's because the Summer Olympics were supposed to be in 2020, but it was in 2021. So it was recent discussions. It's been less than a year since the Summer Olympics.
Yeah.
It's been less than a year. So that's why I confused myself.
So
that's right. Yes.
The whole boycott was going on, and I heard I don't know how much of this was going to happen or not, but there was other countries also boycotting that were not also going to be in the Olympics, but I guess everybody pulled their heads out.
They said, "Hey, we got to represent."
Yeah, we got gold medals to catch.
Yeah, we got to show the world what's up.
So I guess we're there collecting. We're there. I
was watching some of the downhill stuff yesterday. So the Olympics just started on Wednesday, the 2nd, I believe, February 2nd. But at the time of this recording, we're only a couple days into the Olympics, so I've been kind of watching it, watching a little bit of some hockey, some curling. I like curling. I don't know why I'm into curling. I mean, I don't watch it anytime except for every 4 years I watch curling for the Olympics. But other than that, I don't really watch curling, but I do enjoy watching it.
I don't know if I don't pay attention to much Olympics.
Oh, I love it. I just love it. I love people representing. I love people
competing. Sometimes I'll watch like the highlights of it.
Yeah.
Because that's always cool when you see like, okay, here's the ski jump, and you just see like the best jumps.
It's true. You don't see the whole of.
I don't want to sit there for 2 hours. I don't want to sit there for 2 hours. I want to just get 10 seconds of the best jumps.
For those sports, yes. I mean, hockey, I'm watching the whole game.
Well, hockey, you have to watch like the most of it, if you're really into hockey. But jumping, I just want to see the 10 seconds of jumps.
My wife's big into figure skating. She loves the figure skating, so we'll watch
I could see that.
Yeah, so we're into that. Anyway, Olympics are starting. I love it. Go USA.
Oh, and Jamaica's going to be back. Jamaica's making a comeback.
That's right.
They got a bobsled team this year.
All right, I want to look this up. I want to find out when is the Jamaican bobsled team going.
You're going to watch this one? I just remembered that. That's so exciting for this year.
Watch it.
How long has it been since they've been in there? Like,
I have no idea.
It's been maybe
I just forgot.
16 years, maybe.
Maybe.
I think it's been a while for sure.
But yeah, I'm very interested in
they're back. The Jamaican bobsled team is back.
Oh, so exciting. I'm going to watch Cool Runnings again. That's such a good movie.
Don't forget your lucky eggs.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Go Team USA. All right. Another story. Did you see this video of this youth basketball coach choking out a ref?
Yes.
He put the hands around the neck of the ref and started choking him.
And then
the ref did it back. The
ref grabbed it back, and I think another ref ran in and then sucker punched the coach.
Yeah, the coach, yes.
It's insane.
Yeah. You guys.
I mean...
It's youth sports. Stop it.
I don't get why people get that crazy. Like, these coaches for youth teams are like throwing tantrums on the courts, on the fields,
and
the parents. But it's like, this is like little league shit. Like, what are you doing?
Stop it. Stop it.
Like, give your kid a talking to when they get home, or talk to the coach off the field a little bit later, or when they get a second. But don't freak out over it. It's not gonna like ruin their career. They're 10.
It's little league. Like, yeah, exactly.
If anything, you're gonna ruin their life. They're not gonna want to play sports because that's who's gonna be watching them.
It's funny how so many like fields, like softball, baseball, football, they have signs like, "Hey, parents, remember, it's just kids having fun."
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that on the
calm down.
on the softball fields taking my daughter. It's like, this is just for fun. This is these guys aren't getting paid.
Exactly. A lot of these guys aren't even getting paid. They're volunteering. Or they're getting paid like $10 an hour.
Yeah,
like,
and they're only there for like 2 hours. So like really, they're doing it all for fun.
They're not professionals either. They're not professional refs. They're not going to catch every little detail. They're going to miss something. They're going to react. It's just like, just stop. It's not a big deal. So
would you ref?
I would like to. Yes, I like if like for example, my oldest, when she got into volleyball for a little bit, and we took her into some leagues. She did, talking about figure skating, she did figure skating for a while. I couldn't help with that. There's nothing I could do about that. But when she got into volleyball, I went to every one of her games, and
you're just yelling, "Spike it!"
No, but I would have liked to. Like if they say, "Hey, you want to help us out?" I'd be like, yeah, I'd love to. But I'm not gonna like sign up willingly to go do it. No, if it's like my kids are involved, then yes. So, for example, my little one, like I want to get her into a few things. We talked about jiu-jitsu. I want her to break arms and break arms. Love to get into that with her. I like to take jiu-jitsu with her. Want to get her in tumbling. I probably won't do that, but I could maybe coach, catch her and stuff. I like to get. I wouldn't mind getting involved. Yeah.
What if she wants to do soccer? You can do soccer coaching.
I would try to learn. Yeah, I would try to learn. Again, like the only thing about figure skating is I would give my daughter tips, but again, I don't really know what I'm doing because I've never figure skated. I've got quite a good athletic background, so even though I don't play or really get into soccer, I know enough about soccer.
I know how to kick a ball.
I know how to kick a ball. I know how to drop kick somebody. Speaking of drop kicking somebody, I just saw this MMA promotion called Hardcore. I think it's called Hardcore MMA.
It's a new one?
I think it's a local one. I don't think it's like a local one.
Oh, it's for here?
No, it's not local here. But I think it's just a local circuit. It's nothing big time. And two guys got they did the face off for the weigh in or whatever. I don't know what they were doing. They were doing a face off. One of them smacked them. They got separated right away. The guy that got so they were sitting on the opposite ends of the stage. I don't know why they're sitting on stage. Again, I don't know. It was probably a local promotion somewhere. The guy that got smacked got up, ran across the stage, and drop kicked the dude that slapped him while he's sitting in his chair.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I was like, that's good. That's good stuff. Right there.
Hell yeah.
I see a lot of these like interactions with fights from Sean Merriman, aka Lights Out. He played for the San Diego Chargers, linebacker, and he's starting a fight league, some type of MMA league, and so he's on his page. He's posting like people getting into scuffles or even funny stuff, and he'll go sign them up at I think it's called Lights Out Fight League or something like that, like Lights Out Fight, something like that. And he'll tag them in all his posts, like sign them up. Or if it's like a really weird fight, he'll don't sign him up. It's pretty funny. It's been pretty funny. And so I think that's where I first saw this ref choking out the coach choking out a ref was from Sean Merriman's page, I think.
Yeah, I saw it along with a bunch of other instances. Like it showed that one because that was recent, and then it was showing a bunch of other clips of parents losing their shit, other coaches losing their shit.
I mean, I might get mad and yell something like, "Are you blind?" But that's probably the extent of what I'll do. Like, I'm not gonna.
If I was a coach or a ref, I'd just start kicking everybody out. As soon as they start talking, "You're out," and then someone else talk, "You're out, you're out."
I'd like, make me. Just please.
Guards, blowing my whistle. Guards.
Well, speaking of Sean Merriman, this is a good transition into the NFL because Tom Brady just announced his retirement.
as a Patriot.
Did he? Because I know on his, he did like a letter, like a retirement letter or a thank you letter, something like that, and he did not mention the Patriots at all.
Well, I know people that are Patriot fans, or not Buccaneer fans.
Yeah.
Were kind of like they felt snubbed and more like that was a dick move, Tom.
Why?
Because the way he retired was, I think it was something that he like retired as a Patriot, or he did something where he like. I think so too, but I think he did nothing for like. I think he didn't mention the Buccaneers or anything, or
he did.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what all happened, but a lot of Buccaneer fans were more like that was a kick in the ass.
He played 2 seasons for you guys. You don't expect anything from him.
I think everybody's just more pissed because they went and bought his jersey.
He played 2 seasons and won you a Super Bowl. Like, get over it. Get over it. Get off his nuts. Get over it. He played 20-something seasons, like 20 seasons with the Patriots. Won 6 Super Bowls with them. Yeah. Got 3 MVPs with him, 2 or 3 MVPs with the Patriots. Yeah, let him retire as a Patriot.
I mean, and this is not like uncommon. This is very common across all sports too.
Yeah, that they pick the team that they spent most time with.
I'll tell you who's not upset. Laker fans are not upset at Karl Malone for coming over for 2 seasons and retiring as a Jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
No Laker fans were like, what the hell, Karl? I thought you were one of us.
We gave you 32. No,
we did everything for you, Karl.
No, they're like, yeah, you should retire as a Jazz man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yep. So, as a kid, growing up, and still today, I'm still a kid. Like, I love sports. I mean, I just love sports. And watching some of the greats, like, or hearing of some of the greats, like, I wish I would have seen, like, I love that I saw Joe Montana play as a young kid, but I didn't get to see Joe Namath play.
YouTube says you can.
Yes, yeah. But I mean, I'm like watching them like as it happened, like be a part of it, like watching. Like, damn, did you see that? And right now, I'm in an era where I'm seeing Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert like just slinging it. Like this might be cool to see like this new era. Tom Brady was an era that I did watch. He'll probably go down as the greatest quarterback ever to play. I mean, there's no question, right? Are we questioning that? And that's
no, he's one of the best for sure.
And I don't like him because of that. Because he's in an era that I'm like watching my teams play, and he's kicking my team's ass. So I don't like him. Just like I don't like Michael Jordan. I'm still happy that I got to be in an era that had Michael Jordan. I can appreciate it a little bit more now, but I still don't like the guy. He beat the Jazz in the finals. So I don't like him. I'll never wear Jumpman gear. Never. My daughter brought home some Jordans. I'm like, why are you... This is not allowed in my house. Get this out of my house.
Why would you hate for?
Because...
It's over, man.
No, never.
I was a Jazz fan back then. I'm not really into basketball anymore. But back then, I was a big Jazz fan. And I appreciated Michael Jordan, but I was not a fan of his. Now... I'm not really into basketball anymore. Looking back, that shit was dope. The stuff he was doing was dope. I'm a Michael Jordan fan now. Like
I had a Michael Jordan poster in my room. Everything was fine until the finals, and then F this guy.
But I like Michael Jordan. He's another GOAT. I
just watched videos of him doing interviews with cigars. That's about it. That's about the extent of it for me with him now. I have no love for him anymore. Or Tom Brady. I can appreciate what they've done. But as a fan of my teams, I will not like these people. But if they invite me to come over, I am definitely hanging out with them. That is a fact.
Hell yes.
So anyway, Tom Brady, I mean, he's retiring. But it was cool to watch that era, to watch him. Like, I remember him in high school. I remember him, like, joining the NFL when I was in high school. I remember him taking over during the playoffs for the Super Bowl when he took over for Drew Bledsoe. I remember watching it all. And I liked him until it got to the playoffs with my team. And then I don't like him because he would beat us. So, and then, he won all the time. So got sick of that.
Yeah, I did get sick of that. Like, that was one thing that was annoying, was knowing that every season it's going to be the Patriots. Going to the playoffs, going to the finals.
And as much as I don't like him, people who are fans of whoever's in his division, what's in the division of the Patriots, the Jets, maybe Dolphins, I can't remember everyone in that division, but I'm sure they all hate him way more than I do.
Yeah, because they already know in this division it's going to be Patriots every time.
Yeah.
Guess we're not going to the playoffs.
But it was cool to be in the era of to see that. And I actually just read a really cool article about Tom Brady, Bunchen, and his ex-girlfriend. Gosh, I can't remember her name. Moynihan is her last name, the actress.
Oh, yeah.
That he had a baby with.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I just read an article about how they like co-parent, all the three of them. Well, not the four of them. I guess Moynihan, she's in a good relationship right now.
They swing, that's how.
I don't think so. But if they did, good for them. Good for them if they do.
Good looking swinging.
That is. That is. I was just kind of reading this article about them and like how like Bunchen. What's her name again? Her first name.
I don't remember.
We'll just call her Bunchen, the supermodel.
I know her name, and I it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm not going to try to figure it out right now.
I know. Oh, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, it was just really cool article about how she, when Tom said so they broke up, and then it was like as soon after their breakup he started dating Bunchen.
It started with an A.
No, I don't know.
Shit. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm gonna go nuts.
So they started dating like a couple weeks after they broke up. Tom and Moynihan. I can't remember her first name either.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll just call them all by last name. So Brady and Moynihan break up. A couple weeks later, he starts dating Bunchen. And so people are like, oh, what's going on here? And then a couple months after they're dating, Moynihan comes and says, I'm pregnant. And so it was like a strain at the beginning of their relationship, Bunchen and Brady. But she just said, okay, you know what? I'm happy with this guy. I'm going to stay with him. And she just accepts
Giselle.
Giselle.
Not an A. Not an A.
No. I was thinking Rachel too, so I was like not even close. Anyway, it's just a cool story how Giselle like accepted Tom's son early in their relationship. And now she's like, I call him my bonus child. I thought that was cool. Like they have a really good relationship, everybody. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about Super Bowl 56 coming up in a week.
Who are you going for?
I want the Rams. It's the Rams versus Bengals.
I kind of want the Bengals.
Why is that?
Because it's the year of the Tiger.
It is the year of the Tiger, yes.
So that's why.
Okay, that makes sense.
Make things kind of go along with each other. Synchronicities.
The only reason I'm going for the Rams is there's a lot of University of Utah football players on that team. So that's my only reason why. I want them to get rings. Like Eric Weddle just came back.
Oh, that's right. Eric Weddle's back to play for the Rams.
Eric Weddle, he played I don't know how many seasons with the San Diego Chargers, and I even have his book.
Well, maybe a dozen over.
Oh yeah, many years. Then he did 1 or 2 seasons with the Ravens, and then I think only 1 season with the Rams. I believe it was only 1 season with the Rams, and then he retired. And he's been retired for like 2 seasons. He was just chilling. In fact, he's been coming to Utah lately, going to some of the basketball games and things like that, football games.
Mm-hmm.
And he just laced up for the NFC Championship game. So he's been retired for like a couple seasons, right? Like in the beginning of January, he was retired chilling at home in the beginning of January. And then he just went to the NFC Finals game and led them in tackles in the NFC Championship game. So that's Eric Weddle. He's a beast. And he's got a beast of a beard.
Yeah, he does.
He's going to the Super Bowl, and I want him to get a ring. And I think there's like 2 or 3 other University of Utah players that are playing.
And they called him up to play, like, just to be in the Super Bowl, pretty much.
Yeah, like right before it happened. Like right before the game. They're like, hey, can you do this? So...
Hell yes.
Awesome. Pretty awesome. So, yes, that's why I want the Rams. We're going for the Rams.
Okay. I would like to see Eric Weddle get a ring, but at the same time, it's the year of the Tiger. So, what can you do?
But they're Bengals.
Bengal Tigers.
Oh, I see. Is that what a Bengal is? That is an interesting name, right? You call yourself Bengals, not just Tigers.
I guess I would rather them be the Bengals than the Tigers.
Oh, because they're known. So Cincinnati, Ohio has tons of Bengal Tigers there.
Right. They're known for their wild Bengal Tigers.
That makes sense. Okay.
No, just because everything is always like just straightforward Tigers. There's probably just a lot of Tigers teams. So it's kind of cool
like
that
Grizzlies instead of just Bears.
Yes. Because you got Chicago Bears. It's just so like, what, pandas? What kind of bears are you?
I like a team to be like the Salt Lake Birds. Like, we're all birds. We're all the birds.
Right? Because, I mean, you have the Eagles, you have the Seahawks.
Birds.
Birds.
We're all the birds.
And then you take over whenever it says Bird Gang. You mean us? We're the
we're
birds.
Bird Gang, because we're all the birds. That'd be awesome. But this halftime show.
Oh shit! Yeah,
there's like this big like promotion commercial for it. I'm stoked about it. There's a lot of funny memes going out. Have you seen these memes?
About like people in their 40s all looking like they're in the 90s again, bumping shit.
Yeah, there was like that. What was that movie with Kennedy? The
Malibu's Most Wanted.
Malibu's Most Wanted, and there's like a picture of like them with
all
baggy clothes and the fake chains, and they're like
how
people in their 40s excited for the halftime show because the halftime show, the commercial, the promotion starts off. There is a car driving, and there's like some chess pieces moving, because the Super Bowl is at SoFi Stadium where the Rams play and the Chargers. But I just thought of that. The Super Bowl is in SoFi Stadium where the Rams play, and the Rams are playing.
Yeah, I know. The same with last year. It was in Tampa Bay with the Bucks.
I just pieced that together just now. That's pretty awesome.
That was a whole. Somebody was talking about that being a conspiracy. That was another meme going around. Like, last year, Tampa Bay played in Tampa Bay.
Well, why didn't we give the conspiracy to the Chargers then? Because they also play at SoFi Stadium, and I would have liked to see that, please.
I would have liked to have seen that as well.
Oh, those Raiders.
Being Raiders.
F the Raiders.
Being Raiders.
All right. Anyway, back to the promotion for the halftime show. Starts off with Eminem, then Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick Lamar, and then Dr. Dre. And I loved, like, the commercial, this promotion. Like, it was dope. Like, the scene where they showed Dr. Dre walking along the beach, and then the waves were crashing over piano keys. Did you see this?
I saw a lot of it, but I missed this part. I didn't see this part.
Well, I think because it was almost kind of hidden a little bit, like these little piano keys and the waves. Like it was like the ding ding ding. It was a dope promotion.
It was his beats playing.
Yes, yeah. So I'm excited. I am excited for the halftime show.
Well, it's
I'm
gonna
in
be
my 40s.
Yeah, all of us are gonna love this.
It's good.
Everybody loves.
They're all pretty relevant still, I think.
Yeah, they really are. Actually, yeah, they've been in the game for over 20, going on 30 years.
Yes, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So I'm looking forward to the halftime show more than anything.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch commercials. I'm going to watch the halftime show, and then while they're playing the game, I'll be snacking.
I'm going to wear my Chargers Weddle jersey actually, and getting snacks. What kind of snacks are you going to get? Should we watch it together?
I don't even know where I'm watching it yet.
We can watch it at my house if you want.
Or we can get trash somewhere.
At my house.
Can we get trashed at your house? I've never been trashed at your house.
Yes, you have.
Have I been trashed at your house? When?
Yeah, with alcohol.
You're right.
I wouldn't say trash, just on another level.
Yes, we're in a whole new dimension.
It was a good time. All right. Real quick, we talked last week about the whole Neil Young pulling his music from Spotify.
Dork.
A couple other people did too. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, who also were Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young at one point. They're all friends of Neil Young. They also pulled their music. Joni Mitchell pulls her music. Joni Mitchell who? That's what I'm saying. India R.E. And she's pulling off her music and her podcast. And I believe her name is Mary Trump. It's former President Trump's niece. She's got a podcast, and she's pulling her podcast.
Really?
Again, for misinformation on the Joe Rogan podcast. My question is, have any of them listened to Joe Rogan's podcast? That's actually my real question.
I doubt it.
Or they just... Okay, we forgot to mention this too, or I don't remember. Remind me if we did mention this. A lot of doctors wrote to Spotify asking them to pull or do something about Joe Rogan's podcast, saying there's some misinformation. That's where the whole misinformation came from. where a lot of doctors, and that, when they say a lot, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that means like 6. You know? That
I don't know.
For them, it's a lot probably because they get 0 letters from doctors. So I don't know. But did you hear about this? Doctors wrote into Spotify. Mm-hmm. Or maybe they started a petition. I don't remember what it was. They wrote letters, started a petition. I don't know what these bitches are crying about. And Joe Rogan just released a 10-minute video. I guess you can call it an apology video. I mean, he's not really apologizing.
Well, he's saying he'll be better.
He's saying he'll be better. He's apologizing to Spotify. He's apologizing for people that maybe are upset at him. He doesn't mind the haters, he said in the video as well. He's like, I don't mind the haters. I love the haters too. Because when you get to a level of success like he has, you're going to get haters. And, you know, in his apology video, he's basically saying maybe, when he's saying I can do better, I think what he's saying is maybe I'll bring someone on with a view, and then I'll bring someone else on with a different view and kind of let them kind of talk about it too. But he's like, I've brought on Dr. Gupta, right? Mm-hmm. Sanjay Gupta. I brought him on, and I like the guy. He's got a different opinion than some of my other guests that have come on, and so he's like, I'm bringing all sorts of different people on. I'm just getting information, which he does. That's all he does. He's just bringing guests on, getting information. He's not bringing anyone with an agenda. Or he's not bringing anyone with. Or let me rephrase this. Joe Rogan is not bringing people on with a Joe Rogan agenda. Does that make sense?
Right.
He's bringing people on. These are doctors. And most of this misinformation that we're talking about come from 2 doctors. But they're both highly credited doctors. They both have best-selling books. One's a viral specialist, a vaccine specialist. And in Joe Rogan's video, he also said things that people are agreeing with today. If you would have said these a year ago, you'd have this cancel culture all over you. If you were to say a year ago, cloth masks don't work, people would be all over you, right? Like a year ago. It's all over. It's proof that they don't work. Now they might help, but they don't work. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, they help decrease.
They decrease the virus coming out of your
They
mouth
decrease your like spray pretty much. Like
right.
If you were to cough as you're talking, and you are talking like into like light, you can see little sprays coming out as you talk. Sure. So with that mask on, you eliminate that.
Right.
That's pretty much all you're doing.
But you're not stopping. You're not preventing the viral spread.
No, I mean because people are still gross. They're gonna wipe their nose and they're gonna touch stuff.
Right.
And other people are gonna touch it and then wipe their faces.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna stop the spread of it just by masks. No. I mean, it just helps from people being spitty talky.
Right. But if you said this a year ago, you'd catch all sorts of hell.
You'd be.
Yeah. But now you can say that and they're like, yep. He also said like if you said a year ago that this virus was created in a lab in China versus someone eating bats, a year ago people jump all over you, try to cancel you. Now it's like, yeah, it might have been. There's a good chance it was created in a lab.
I don't know. So, do you think it is still?
I have not got the points on it. I don't really care. Honestly, I mean, because do I think the Chinese people, or I should say Chinese people? I'm sorry, I don't get canceled here. Just hashtag cancel Buko Boys.
Don't say Orientals.
Don't say. I believe Orientals. No. Do I think maybe people in the Chinese government are creating viruses for warfare or to control their people? I think it's possible. I don't know if they're doing that, but yes, I think it's very possible that that is happening. And so, do I think it's possible that this virus was created? Yes, I do think it's possible. I don't know, but I think it's very possible. So, why do you think that?
Why do I think what?
Do you think that?
There was a time where I was thinking that it was a very high probability.
Okay.
Now, I don't think so.
Okay.
I do think a lot of high governments, I think U.S., Russia, China, probably a few more. I think they all manufacture diseases.
Yeah, and I think, or they were sitting on some recipes.
yeah, they have recipes. They have some just incubating, ready to go. Mm-hmm. But do I think this one was released? No.
Right.
I think this one was just another mutation that kind of just went out of control. Because COVID has been around forever. Mm. I mean, SARS H1N1, the swine flu, the bird flu, all those are COVID.
Yeah. Right.
This was just called COVID-19 based off the year it was found.
Right.
But I don't think this one was created in a lab.
Okay. Interesting. So anyway, Spotify has not pulled Joe Rogan's podcast. In fact, their answer, they're going to do a disclaimer at any controversial topics at the beginning of the episode. So basically, Joe Rogan, he doesn't really have an agenda when he has these guests on.
No, it's more for information.
Yeah, he just starts asking questions, and it just goes from there. It goes from, let's talk about COVID, to they're talking about, I don't know, zip lining. Like it just goes off. It just goes where it goes, which is how our podcasts go. Like all of our podcasts, we have 2 together. I have 3 podcasts. I kind of have an agenda or a lineup, and then it just kind of goes from there. It just kind of organically goes where it goes. That's how his podcast.
We don't write jokes; they just happen. Organic. They're organic.
They're just hilarious. So they're going to do a disclaimer at the beginning of controversial episodes, especially if it relates to COVID. That's a good one too. Like, hey, these are just not opinions of. I don't know. I don't know what he'll say.
Well, what's stupid is just the people that are pulling their music or whatever without even like understanding what this is about. Like, why are you even pulling it? What makes you think that that's a good idea? Because you're pulling it, and what does that do? That takes money away from yourself. You know why? Because you get money off of people playing your music on Spotify.
Well, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Spotify to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but they're
trying
not
to get him to get canceled.
Spotify spent way more money on Joe Rogan than they'll ever make off your music from 40 years ago.
Right.
So unless you're coming out with new music that are top charts, every single, they don't give a shit about you.
Exactly.
So your 40-year-old music, I'm sorry, but that's outdated to a point that it's not going to bring in money.
Yeah.
Where Joe Rogan is every single day, people are downloading and listening. That's bringing in money.
It's the top downloaded, top listened to podcast.
So are they going to cancel Joe Rogan? Hells no. Are they going to be okay with getting rid of your music? For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, what I don't like is they're trying to cancel him. That's what I don't like. They're trying to cancel my husband. I mean, Joe Rogan. So I don't like how they're trying to cancel him. Like, did you listen to the episode?
Yeah, exactly where I was going to get to. First off, listen to the episode or listen to what he's about.
Not even listen to that episode. Listen to a few episodes.
Yeah, listen to what he's about. Listen to other positions from other people that have talked about it. I mean, if you already know what Joe Rogan's about, then you know that whatever guests he's bringing on, they're just going to talk about their own opinions on things. He's going to ask them, and they're going to talk about what they think. He's going to bring on other guests. They're going to talk about what they think.
Yeah.
For you to create your own opinion based off of listening to different sides of things.
They're listening to media. Yeah.
No, they're just, I guarantee these people pulling their shit, like Joni Mitchell has probably never even heard of Joe Rogan.
Right.
And just because Neil Young, who probably just read some headlines, because that's kind of what people do. They read headlines.
They're talking about those doctors that wrote a petition.
And he probably knows somebody that died from COVID, so he probably has strong feelings about the vaccine.
Sure.
Because I know there's been a lot of people who didn't really care about the vaccine, and then people passed away close to them, and then now they're pushing people to get vaccine.
Yeah.
So I could see where maybe that's where his mindset is. And then he sees some headlines talking about doctors saying that he's spreading misinformation, and then he just gets triggered and starts throwing his arms in the air and going, "Get me out of here, get me out of Spotify." And now he's trying to create deals with, Amazon Music or?
Oh, I don't know.
So he's creating something. Sirius Radio.
Yes, okay, you're right.
So they're doing a Neil Young thing where you sign up and get 3 free months. And I'm sorry, but Sirius is kind of a dying thing.
Yeah.
So he left something that's new and upcoming not new, but it's growing.
Yeah.
It's a growing format. And you pull away from a growing format to join forces with a dying format.
Right.
Again, if you were more relevant and coming out with hits on a regular basis, that would make sense. And that might draw crowds.
Yeah.
But you're drawing over boomers who are, I'm sorry, but they're not going to be around much longer, and they're not going to want to pay for things.
Yeah,
so when it comes to signing up for SiriusXM, they'll probably get the 3 free months and then they're canceling.
Right.
Because at that age, there's a lot of people that are lowering their costs of things. They're getting rid of bills.
Yeah.
They don't want to increase their bills. That's another bill for them.
Yeah.
Listening to the streaming music is free for the most part, unless you want to pay for the subscription to get commercial free. But I mean, you can stream for free.
Exactly. Yeah, podcasts are free. Like Joe Rogan's podcast is front loaded with maybe 5 minutes of ads, but after that, it's pretty much ad free. After that, maybe a 2-minute ad in the middle, but yeah, you know.
So they're shooting themselves in the foot right now. All these people that are deciding to pull away, like even India Arie, like she has good music. I like India Arie, but she's not as relevant anymore.
No,
she hasn't put out anything in a very long time.
Podcast until this,
I didn't know either. and
I'm big into podcasts. I never even heard.
And
of
so
podcast.
Spotify is a big format for podcasts.
Yeah.
And so for her, I mean, people that do listen to her, I'm sure that's where they're going to go find her and wanting to listen to her.
Yeah.
Pulling off of that, you're going to lose listeners.
Well, her podcast is free, and most people are going to have an iPhone or an Android phone, which are pre-built. iPhones are pre-built with the Apple Podcast, and Android phones are pre-built with the Google Podcast app. They'll just go to that. If they want
Well,
to listen to
yeah, I mean, that's what they're going to end up doing. But I guarantee the people who were like listening just because they have Spotify and they just listen on Spotify, they're probably not going to go chasing after her.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah,
because I mean, when she pulls it off there, I'm pretty sure they're going to change some things, and they're going to have to like re-download because they were downloading off Spotify. They're going to have to find her somewhere else, redo that whole thing, and I guarantee in the process of all this, they're going to fill that time that they were listening to that with something else.
Oh yeah.
So people that are doing this, thinking they're going to like help the world in some way,
yeah,
all you're doing is hurting yourself.
See, I get you've got your right. Like, that's their right. If they don't want to be on a certain platform, then that's their right. That's okay. They can pull off from a platform if they don't like that. I'm okay with that. What I don't like is they're trying to cancel somebody.
Yeah, they're doing it in a way to like hurt somebody else.
Yeah.
But again, he ain't going anywhere.
Right.
He brings in all the money for Spotify,
Yeah.
and you're an afterthought.
I mean, if you don't like Joe Rogan's podcast, feel free to talk about it. Feel free to like
bring it up as a topic on your show.
Bring it up on your episode. Bring it up.
These guys are in a position where they're famous.
Yeah.
They can reach out to Joe Rogan or Joe Rogan's people and be like, "Hey, guess what?
Right there.
This ain't cool. I'm gonna like. This is how I'm thinking about what I just heard. Bring me on the show and let me talk about it, and straighten things out with me.
Yeah.
And people who like me, think like me, maybe they want to hear this as well.
Like, in that video, the 10-minute video that Joe Rogan did, he even said he's a fan of Neil Young. Me, DVO, I'm a fan of Neil Young. But I think this is a bitch move.
It's such a bitch move. When they have a format that or a platform to stand on where they can reach out to Joe Rogan because they are famous and say, "Let's talk, buddy. This is how I feel about your episode."
Yes, there we go.
Instead, no, they're going, I'm going to the principal, and I'm gonna remove myself from this school if you don't leave.
Exactly, dude. That's it. That's it. Right
and then
there.
the principal goes, "See you, bud.
Yeah,
this is the star quarterback. F you."
Oh, that's good. You nailed it though, right there. That's a great one. That's exactly it.
Right?
Yeah, that is it for real. Anyway, stop being little bitches.
Yeah, quit being
with the
bizzos.
cancel culture. I mean, if someone's really doing something really wrong, like again, I'm not a big fan of people hurting kids. So if someone's doing that, yeah, let's cancel them because that's.
Yep.
I think that's worldwide recognized.
Cancel them and kill them.
Yeah, that's worldwide recognized as being bad. Right? That's fine. But other things, other than that type of stuff, stop with the cancel culture. Just because your opinion's different.
I like how
right.
Dave Chappelle put the kibosh on people trying to cancel him.
Yeah, he did. It's not even talked about anymore.
Right, because it got to that point where no one's going to cancel his ass.
Yeah.
They're just like...
He's the top 5 best comedians of all time.
And it was funny that they kind of switched that. They switched their energy from Dave Chappelle over to Joe Rogan.
I'll tell you what, right now, it is hard to be a comedian right now because there's so much cancel culture going on.
Well, because the whole point of being a comedian is making jokes, and being offensive is funny.
Yes.
And so being offensive, because it's taboo. You're not offensive on a daily basis. You don't go around talking shit to people's faces.
Right.
But you think it in your head.
Sure.
So when these guys are on stage and they say the way that they're thinking, that shit is hilarious.
Right. But that's also so offensive to some people.
Oh my God, because you see how Karens get on stage and start telling comedians how it is. And
I saw this video of this lady. Yeah, she's at the stage was a higher stage. this is a small platform too. This is not a top comedian. This is not at a top comedy club. This is maybe a school gymnasium or like a little bar. Like, this is something small. And the stage was a little high because they probably have bands also on this stage, like on a different day of the week. You know what I mean? And this lady's like walking to the stage, like yelling at the comedian. She was like, "What are you talking about?" She tries to go up on stage and starts trying to smack the comedian. And someone's like, "Get the security over here."
They carry her out?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ridiculous.
No, that guy has a lot of crazies. He posts a lot of stuff like that. He has a few.
Leave. If you don't like it, leave.
Exactly.
You don't need to be all
people are there for a
abrasive.
good time and to laugh.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, but other people are laughing, then you get the hell out of there.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, everyone else seems to like it.
Exactly.
Like, you're the problem, obviously.
And it's funny because people did start getting up and leave, but it was because they didn't want to deal with that lady. Like, you can tell they're just like, "Oh my gosh, this is holding up the show. I'm gone."
Yeah. Should we call that an episode?
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Bye.